Hey book besties, I'm Haley.
And I'm McKaylee. Welcome back to Two Chicks and a Plot Twist.
Season 2 is here and we're messier, moodier, and more obsessed with fictional men than ever.
Expect chaos and all the twists your TBR can handle.
Let's get plot
twisty!
Hi everyone, and welcome back to Two Chicks and a Plot Twist. Today we're doing something maybe a little controversial, and we are ranking popular book talk books.
That's right. The viral favorites, the hyped reads, the you can't open this app without seeing it books.
Today we're putting them into ranking tiers, so instead of saying good or bad, we're telling you exactly how much we'd recommend them and to who.
Because not every viral book is for every reader, and we are judging accordingly.
So guys, just to let you know, if your favorite lands a little lower than expected, just know this is all fun, and this is just our personal reading taste.
Yes! All right, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Book talk, we're ranking your favorites.
Yes. Well, I guess before we start, let's let everyone know our ranking tiers, just so everyone knows exactly how much these levels mean.
Yes, so we're not just doing stars, we're gonna do chaos tiers.
Guys,
oh my god, I'm
no.
very excited for this.
We just have our few. So our number one, this is God tier. We are obsessed. We would recommend this one to almost everybody without hesitating.
And then we'll have the elite tier, and this one's more of a, we loved it, strong recommendation, not quite God tier, but very close.
And then our next one is a solid read. We enjoyed it. We would recommend it to the right reader, not really to everyone, but it's good if you like certain tropes or vibes or genres. We'd recommend it to you then.
And then we'll have the just conditional recommend, and like we see why it's popular, but it wasn't fully for us, and we'd only suggest it if someone specifically likes certain things and certain tropes. You know the drill.
Yeah. And then our very last one, Overhyped. For us, it did not work out for us personally. We get the hype, but listen, we will not recommend it at all. Book Talk loved this one way more than we did.
Yes. Wow. Okay, so we have a list of a few book talk books, and these are ones that, for the most part, we've read. But I'm excited to just dive into this with you, Haley.
Yes.
All right. So the first few are very much givens, okay? But then we'll start getting a little spicy as we go. So for our first book talk book, we have Throne of Glass. And I'm assuming series as a whole, because book talk made that whole thing kind of crazy. And we were saying this in an episode prior that we had recorded, like, book talk really made this whole Sarah J. Maas craze, because Sarah J. Maas published Throne of Glass years and years ago. And all of a sudden, 2020 hits. TikTok is going crazy. Books are a thing on online spaces, and Throne of Glass just happened to be one of them. And here we are. So for Throne of Glass, I feel like I'm going to be throwing out God tier.
I was just about to say, okay, good.
Yes.
We're at the same place. Throne of Glass is God tier. For us, we are obsessed. We will recommend this one to anybody, even if you haven't read fantasy or anything like that. I will make you read this one. So Throne of Glass.
Yes.
And then our next ones, we're just going to do all of Sarah's series. So that we have ACOTAR in Crescent City. ACOTAR, what would you rank it? And it's okay if we have different rankings. That's fine.
Well, that just told me we have different rankings. Because for me, I would say God tier. And then I would also say that you should read ACOTAR before Throne of Glass if you've never read fantasy before. Specifically because we had mentioned that Throne of Glass is fantasy first, romance, subplot second, and then A Court of Thorns and Roses is immediate fantasy. It's immediate romance, and then fantasy, beautiful fantasy.
Yeah.
So there's like a lot of like slower, like, okay, we're learning. ACOTAR is first person, so I think that might help newer readers too. It helped me. I don't know. I learned this way. Also, I might just be biased because I did start with ACOTAR and then I did read Throne of Glass. But that's just me. ACOTAR, in my opinion, is God tier. I will tell people to read that before Throne of Glass, so that way you'll be able to comprehend much better this whole fantasy world aspect. And I think you'll just enjoy Throne of Glass all that much better once you know the drill, I guess.
I would not put it God tier. It might I think ACOTAR is elite for me.
Really?
It's not quite... Well, I am more of a fantasy girly.
Okay.
I
Yes.
loved Throne of
I
Glass
did know
is
this.
over ACOTAR for me. So it's just a little down. It's not quite God tier, like we said. It's very close. It's at elite tier. I still love it.
Yeah.
And then our next one, we've got to finish Sarah's series.
Yes.
So we have Crescent City. The whole series as a whole. Listen, I loved the first two. I ate them up so much. I think Crescent City is just this totally different world than what we've seen with Throne of Glass and ACOTAR, and I haven't read books that are like that before. So I loved the setting and the atmosphere and everything like that. However, the last book, with no spoilers, did not live up to the hype for me. It's one of my lowest rated It is my lowest rated Sarah J. Maas book. I would probably rank Crescent City as a whole, every book. I feel so bad. I'm like in between. I'm in between solid and elite because I liked the first two, just not the last one. I think it's gonna be a solid read for me. Crescent City might be a solid read for me. I'm sorry, Sarah. I'm sorry. Now that you're listening to this, but we will manifest. I am so sorry.
We hope you're listening to this. That means we're doing something right. But Crescent City for me, I would rank it as elite tier. Then I started listening to you talk, and then it started making me second guess myself.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
But no, I have to go with my gut instinct, and that was elite tier. I can't remember feeling too disappointed. Maybe I was, but also I'm someone who rates their books 5 stars every time. It's got to be like really not my cup of tea for me to go 4 stars and under. Which I mean, okay, 4 and 5 is like where I rank everything. 3 and under is like, okay, I just lost interest somewhere. Yeah. But for the most part, 90% of my reviews are 5 stars. So this ranking thing is going to be really difficult for me. I'm like really going to be throwing out the God tier here. But this will be, Crescent City will be my first elite tier, my first non-God tier. And then
I feel like the next one may be different too. Alchemized. Oh my God. Alchemized for me is my God tier. That is my holy grail of books. That's the favorite book I've read in my whole entire life. Go listen to our last episode. I talked about it for like 20 minutes. I need a whole episode just to myself just to talk Alchemized. But Alchemized is God tier. I need everyone to read it. Everyone.
I'm going to give it a solid read.
Oh my God.
I know. I'm just... Okay. I remember
I don't think my mouth could be any more open. I am shocked.
Not because I gave it a 3-star. I didn't give it a 4-star. I gave it a 5-star, Haley. Okay, don't worry. Just like the rest of my reviews, they were a 5-star. But I just remember feeling like I need to get through this book so I can move on. I had it on 3 times
That's
speed
crazy.
At some
you
point.
Just said
like
that.
It was just... Don't hate me later. But oh my God, that book was so long. This book is the biggest book. You might as well read the Bible because it is the same thing. If you've read Alchemized, you can read some kind of whatever holy text it is you worship because it is the equivalent in terms of length. Like the pages of Alchemized are like Bible thin, like it's not your normal book paper. It is straight up
like
Bible paper. It's almost transparent and it's silky smooth. Whatever. It's just.
And
what
listen,
happened?
Every
in that
page
book?
is worth it to me. Sorry.
Yes.
Every page is worth it to me.
I knew it would be.
It could have been another 1,000 pages long. I would have ate it up.
My God.
Oh my God.
I forgot to ask in our previous episode that we had recorded, but I'm going to ask now. Would you say Alchemized or Manacled is your favorite? Alchemized over Manacled?
Alchemized just has more, and it has more plot twists, and there's a few differences between the two. But yeah, Alchemized.
If you had to rank them in the same top 3 list, would Alchemized be your number 1 and Manacled be your number 2?
Yeah,
and then
probably.
Kingdom of Ash your number 3?
Probably, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Even
Girl,
like both versions of the book?
They are both great. The way that Senlin Yu writes is like she pours her heart and soul into these words, and you can just tell. And from like Alchemized with the world that she built, whereas in Manacled she didn't have the Harry Potter world to lean on. I have never read books that had world like in Manacled ever before, and I was like, this is something completely new to me. She's made this all up on her own.
Wow.
And it was just, God.
That's so cool.
I think we do need, like, I need an alchemized episode. And
We'll do one then.
Michaela needs a Quicksilver episode.
Like, and also just something that maybe it just inhibited my enjoyment of reading Alchemized. Like, yeah, it was cool, but then at some point I was like, okay, the first part, there's like 3 parts to this book.
Yeah.
Or 4, I can't remember. But part 1 ended, okay, then second part, we're in like this flashback, whatever. And it was just trying to get through it. The whole time I was trying to figure out, because I did not read Manacled. I only read Alchemized. But the whole time I was trying to figure out, okay, who's Hermione?
Yeah.
Obviously, we know who Hermione is and Draco, but like, who are all these side characters?
Yeah.
Who is technically Harry Potter to start?
Yeah.
Ron, all these characters. Like, the whole time, and those were the people I was seeing in my head as I was reading the book. It wasn't these new characters that she created for Alchemized, because I already had this preconceived notion that Manacled was Harry Potter fanfiction. I went in with that, and I think it messed me up. Had I not done all of that, or maybe if I had read Manacled first, I think I would have been better off, because I would have already gotten my Harry Potter fix with Manacled.
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, now we're reading this new story with new characters. We already learned what happened in Manacled. That Harry Potter fanfic ended. It said the end. Now we're starting a whole new book with different plot line, different, whatever, magic system. So I think that was my issue.
Yeah.
Sorry, Haley. R.I.P. to conversations after this episode.
It's gonna be okay, guys. It'll be fine, I guess. I have to be okay with it, apparently.
You have to be okay. You have to see me every week.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
So solid read for McKaylee, God tier for me. Okay, what's next? Okay. Our next one. McKaylee hasn't read this series, but I have. It's Twisted Love series by Anna Wong, I believe. Yes. Do you own those books?
I have every book in that series, I believe.
I have since sold the books because I hated them so much. Well, I don't want to say hate. Let's cut that out.
Okay.
I have since sold these books because I did not love them. I need y'all to go back and read my Goodreads reviews for each of these books because they progressively get worse. And I think someone commented, I think it was Carly, one of our friends. She was like, "Why are you doing this to yourself?" They were free on Audible. I'm sorry. I'm not going to say no to a free book at this point.
Oh my God.
Bottom.
Is
overhyped
it dark
for
romance
me.
or just romance and just
like
I guess,
sapphic? Kind of, yeah.
Okay. I got all the books from in some of these Facebook groups that you are like book communities. They do a wish list Wednesday sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how I had gotten that whole book collection, because I added all the popular books to my Amazon wish list when I first got back into reading. And someone bought me all the books, the whole book series. Nice. So, I mean, it's been on my shelf ever since because I've been so invested in romance and not just romance, but like fantasy romance specifically. So I've never gotten around to Twisted Love because it doesn't have fantasy elements. So that's the reason why. So I don't feel like I can fairly rate it, but we'll just go with your rating for now, which is
overhyped.
Overhyped.
Definitely.
My God. Okay.
But it's getting turned into either a movie or a TV series.
Is it?
So I may watch just to see what happened. But I didn't love it.
Just to see what happened.
Just to see.
Crazy. Okay. All right. Now we're going to get to Direbound by Sable Sorensen. I loved the book. I won't speak for Haley. I loved the book. Okay. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars, just like almost all the other books on this list, which I'm looking at our list right now. I gave a few 4 stars. Okay. So most of these books were 5 stars. This one included. But dude, we've discussed it before. The sex in this book is insane.
Ate it up.
I did not, who would have known? It takes 2 people to write the best sex scenes that I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, whoa, but I guess it makes sense when you have 2 minds working together, specifically 2 women who are like, and then popping ideas. I'm like, I want to sit in. I want to be a fly on the wall when y'all are trying to draft these sex scenes because that's just insane. So, anyways, I guess I should rate the book. I'm going to give this one... Well, this is hard because I feel like it's so fresh. And I don't know why that has anything to do with my rating, but I feel like it does, because I'm, like, trying to compare it now to Throne of Glass and A Court
Yeah,
of
that's
Thorns
what
and
I'm
Roses.
doing too.
So this is hard. This is hard. Direbound. Okay. For Direbound, I followed along every step of the way of this book. So I have really high hopes for this book. More so, like the next book.
I'm really excited.
I'm very excited. The next book, I think it's going to be better than Brimstone, because Brimstone obviously.
Thank God, I hope so. Jeez.
I know, yeah, Brimstone was a little crazy. So for that reason, I will give it God tier.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm gonna do it. I'm glad we don't have like a limited number of
oh my God.
to throw out. But I like a lot of the times my brain will wander off. Like Brimstone, that happened way too much, which is why I didn't follow the book, unfortunately. But this book, I was with it every paragraph. I don't remember having to rewind my audiobook. I don't remember having to be like, wait, where did I leave off? Like, I made it a point to be like, oh yeah, I'm thinking about my book while I'm doing chores and I'm not listening. I'm like, oh, I'm in the part of the book that this happened and this happened. That makes me think, like, I don't do that with books, like, very rarely. So when that does happen, I'm like, okay, that has to be a good book. So anyways, that was my rating. What is your rating?
I also really enjoyed Direbound. We got it sent to us from the publisher, and whenever I first read it, and typically, guys, I don't love the cookie cutter fantasy romance where everyone gets mates and stuff like that. I've been on like a mate hiatus, and when I read Direbound, when I tell you, I think I immediately texted McKaylee, and I was like, you need to read this because you will eat this up. It was so good, and since I hadn't read any book like that in so long, I just loved it so much, and it reminded me why I loved the sort of romantic fantasy books. This is hard because I'm doing what you said, the comparison.
I know, it's hard. Like, where's the bar?
Yeah.
It's hard.
I think, okay, for me personally, Direbound, it's probably elite tier for me. It's still so good, but it's like right under God tier. It's very close.
Yes.
But we're not quite there.
Yes.
I'm really excited for the next one. Like, I think it's called Fury Bound.
Yeah, it is.
Fury.
I saw the announcement.
I am so excited. My gosh, these women write beautifully, and I will just eat it up.
Oh, that is so amazing. Then we have The Silent Patient. I loved The Silent Patient.
Yeah.
I remember reading it for the first time. This was my very first unreliable narrator book. And I was shocked because I did not have any spoilers prior or anything. And so I really liked it. But because I'm trying to come up with reasons to not give every book I've read a God tier, guys, because it's not fantasy, and that is my favorite genre. And maybe there were lulls in this, and maybe the narrator might have been like, not my preference, like in terms of narration style. It just felt older, like an older read. Like, the narration, it just was slower. It was formal, overly like, I mean, not, I don't know, just maybe because of that reason. I'll give it elite tier because I was shocked at the twist, and I remember the feelings I had upon realizing, whoa, that's crazy. You know, at the end, no spoilers, but I'm gonna do that. That's my call. What is yours?
I also really enjoyed The Silent Patient. I think for me, it's a solid read. I really liked it, and I would recommend it to the right person if you liked that certain genre or vibe of book. It was still good, don't get me wrong. I think I rated it 5 stars. The ending was crazy. I would have never, ever in a million years expected that. It was so good. I need to find more books. His name is Alex. I can't remember his last name, but I need to read more from him. Yeah, something like that. Really good. Our next one. Oh, the fourth wing. So the Empyrean series as a whole.
Yes.
Gosh, Fourth Wing was the series that kind of brought McKaylee and I together. That was a book club read. And when I met McKaylee for the first time, I can't remember if we had just finished Fourth Wing or were just starting Iron Flame or something like that.
We had y'all had just finished, and I remember that first book club. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go or not because I still, like, the day or two prior, 3 days prior, I don't know, however, it was that same week, I had bought Fourth Wing, and I was still just getting into reading, and I was like, I have to go to the store, Christian, we have to get Fourth Wing, I'm going to book club, and it's going to be about Fourth Wing, and I read that thing so fast because I was like, I can't go to book club without reading the book. Like, this was my first ever book club. I needed to do it by the rule. You know, you don't know anything, and when you're new and going into this, obviously now I go all the time to my book club without reading books for months. I mean, you know, that's just how it happens. That's how the cookie crumbles.
Yes.
But Fourth Wing for me, I'm gonna give everything
as a whole.
The series as a whole. Okay. Fourth Wing, if it were Fourth Wing alone, I would give it God tier.
Same. I think we're thinking the same way.
Because as the series has gone on, it's still good, but things have gotten a little too complicated for my little plain brain to comprehend all the time. Like, when this next book comes out, I'm gonna be like, what happened? Like,
we're gonna have to reread. Yeah,
what?
For sure.
You know? So for that reason, I'll give it elite tier. That'll be me.
Yeah.
What about you?
Same. I think, well, my reasoning was, again, if it was just Fourth Wing, the book, I think it's God tier because I loved just everything from Fourth Wing. But as the series goes on, especially with Iron Flame, it was such like a lull of a book, I guess I could say. I didn't love it as much. And then Onyx Storm, gosh, the ending of Onyx Storm was crazy. I can't wait till book 4. But yeah, it's elite tier for me.
Yeah.
Rebecca Yarros. I know that you're a busy lady because not only does she write fantasy romance, she also writes just contemporary romance, and she's published a ton of books there. And so from that, we read the last letter. That was really good from her, and like that just shows like she's an amazing romance writer. She's great.
I know. I think that's what she like had originally done forever. And I think Fourth Wing was her first jump into fantasy, which was such a crazy success. Best decision she's probably ever made in her life.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. Yeah. Okay.
Elite for both of us.
Elite.
What happens when ambition, temptation, and a little chaos collide on a college campus? Meet Macy. She's smart, driven, and unstoppable, except for one thing. Living with diabetes means every dream comes with a price tag. And at Cedar Haven University, that price is steep. She's got the scholarship, the grit, and the goals. All she has to do is survive and avoid Tristan. Too bad Tristan runs the hockey rink and her last nerve. Tristan's got one goal, the NHL. But when his powerful dad threatens to pull the financial plug unless he chooses law school, his future starts slipping fast. His solution? A deal with the one woman who can't stand him, Macy. Enemies become reluctant allies, sparks fly, and suddenly lines get blurred. With sharp banter, emotional depth, steamy tension, and plenty of hockey-fueled drama, this story delivers laughs, heart, and heat, leaving you breathless from the first page to the final buzzer. Grab Sweet Puck, a Cedar Haven hockey romance novel for free on Kindle Unlimited. Link is in the show notes below.
Our next one, we have The Serpent Wings of Night. Maybe just the first book since we haven't read all of them.
Yes.
For me, personally, I love Carissa Broadbent. She is such a cool girl. I read another series by her, The Daughter of No Worlds. And so we haven't finished The Serpent and the Wings of Night. And I think that there's sort of a reason for that because I read the first one. Hold on, 1 second. Okay, I read the first one, then I read the novella. It's called Six Scorched Roses. That novella is probably one of the best novellas I've read in my whole life. It's tiny, itty bitty, like 100 pages. It was so good, like 6 stars. I loved it so much. But then I started the next one. What's the next one called? Ashes of the Star-Cursed King. I started that one, and I got maybe 10% into the book. And I was like, yeah, I can't finish this. I don't know what was wrong with me. I just couldn't keep going.
What?
And for those reasons, I know. And for those reasons, I think It's a solid read. I would recommend it to the right person if you liked that sort of cookie cutter to me fantasy.
Wow.
I think had I read this series maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I would have ate it up. But I think now since I've read so many other books in sort of similar genres, I've seen it before, and at the time I was just like, I can't keep doing this. So
Yeah.
solid read. Sorry.
Wow. Yeah. No, I was fully on board to rank it the same way. Solid read. But I've
good.
only read the first book. I never even read the novella, but I was
It's
like,
really good.
is it?
It's
I
cute.
was a little surprised. Like, I can't. Maybe you told me, but I just couldn't remember you reading the novella until you just said
really
so,
liked it.
and how good it was. So I'm like, wow. But yeah, I just haven't picked up the next book because so many other things have taken priority.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'll ever get around to it. Like, I would like to, but there's just so many other books right now. So maybe if it were more, piquing my interest, all those things, then I would, and it would be ranked higher. But right now, I can't do it right now. So
Yeah. And the thing too is I've read so many other amazing vampire books. Like one, oh my gosh, you haven't read it yet, but it's called crap. 1 second. Okay, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. The author is V.E. Schwab. She's the one that wrote Addie LaRue, which you read last year. Probably one of the best vampire books ever. And comparing the two, it's like, no, they're not even comparable because I don't know. It's just so different. I don't know. I read other better vampire books. Sorry, unfortunately, but
wow. It
I'm glad we're on
happens.
the same page, though.
Yes.
Good.
Finally. Okay. Next, we have Funny Story by Emily Henry. This is my first and since only Emily Henry book so far. So I loved it. I remember loving it. Let me look at my categories. I gotta remember.
I know. I'm scrolling up as I'm like reading. I'm like, okay, what else up here again?
Okay, so the options we had were God tier, Elite tier, Solid Read, Conditional Recommend, and Overhyped. For this one, it's so hard to put it up against like Throne of Glass and Akatar, these crazy fantasy romance 8-book series, like this is insane for this little standalone rom-com.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to separate, okay, don't compare. This is like on its own, in its own right, I would give it, I'm stuck between Solid and Elite, but it was funny. I liked it. The whole title is Funny Story. It's hard because I haven't read any other Emily Henry book either.
So one thing that I can say is when I look back now on Funny Story, I cannot tell you a single thing that happened in that book. I don't know one thing that I have no idea. I can't remember. And normally when I love a book, I can remember everything. I remember the characters' names and where they went. I don't even remember their character names. So for me personally, I think that says a lot. At the time, I ate this book up. I like Emily Henry's writing. I've read Funny Story, and I also just finished People We Meet on Vacation, and then we watched the movie together, which is so cute. But I can't remember anything.
No, that's a good
I don't know.
point.
I don't know anything
because
I can't remember.
Can't either. I just know they're going to the wedding. I want to say his name is Miles.
Wedding.
Funny Story.
There's a wedding?
I hope I'm not
don't
confusing
remember
my books, but
I have no idea. Okay, yes.
And
now I remember. Okay.
Yeah. And
Okay.
they go to. He works at a bar, or maybe. Okay, like in my head when we read 7 Years Slip. No, it wasn't even 7 Years Slip. No, it was Midnight Library. Reread Midnight Library, and then I read Funny Story, and now I constantly merge these two books together, which is like weird because they are different genres, okay? One is very depressing, one is like really lighthearted.
Yeah.
But in my head, when I read these books, each story had the same apartment, the same, places like I don't know, so weird for me. But I'm gonna give Funny Story solid tier because I had to really think hard about what happened in those books, and you don't have to do that for Direbound and Alchemized and all these other books. So that's it for me.
Solid. Yeah, I think solid too. Okay. The next one, From Blood and Ash. And I think that we may have different rankings for this one Because, again, I've read the first and second. I ate up the second book, but only the very last 2 chapters. So, like, maybe the last 20 pages I loved. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sad for this. This makes complete sense. I want to know what happens next. I think I started the third book, but I never finished it, I think. I just didn't love this series. And again, I don't remember anything that happened. I just remember that she's this girl that nobody's seen her face before, and her bodyguard or something like that takes her somewhere else. I don't remember. I think for me, this is like a conditional recommend. I can see why it's popular because it has all the popular tropes and everything, but it wasn't fully for me. And I would maybe suggest it to someone if they like certain things, but no, I didn't love it. And also, it's like there's multiple series from this author, like in the same world, so it's like 20 books at this point. I'm not gonna do all that. That's crazy. But I have every book on my Audible. I paid for them. I don't know why I did that. I think it was like the yearly sale that they do. I have all of them now.
Wow. Okay, so I know you've read more than me. I think I've only read the first 2. And I don't remember what happened in the second book. I remember what happens in the first book because I loved it so much. And I was like, oh my God, Haley, read it.
Yeah.
And I was a sucker for it. This is hard. I'm going to go with a step higher than you. I'm going to put it at solid. Just because I remember feeling so excited about the book and loving the book, at least the first one.
Yeah.
So much. And then I gotta reread the second one. This is what I'm realizing now. I'm like, okay, I will go back to reread probably the second book if it meant, or maybe at least finding some kind of recap video. I don't know, but I want to read that series. It's just hard because there's like such a long TBR as is, but I do want to read that more so than I want to read Serpent and the Wings of the Night, which that I think I gave solid read. But I would say I like From Blood and Ash more than Serpent and the Wings of the Night. So should that mean I keep it at solid read, or do I put it at elite read? But elite read feels too much.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I just ranked Serpent and the Wings of the Night wrong, but it's okay. We'll just go for solid tier right now, and that'll be it for me. Okay. That was my rant. Oh, God. Okay. So now we're moving on to Powerless by Lauren Roberts. And I remember we were very excited for this book. We had read it with our friend Carly, who we always talk about, and then always mention Carly's name. And then we went to go see Lauren Roberts at one of her book signings in Austin, Texas. So that was really cool. And I feel like we have like these cute little memories tied to Lauren's books. I will say I was not a huge fan of her last book. And I think we both agreed on that.
No.
So Powerless.
If it was just the Powerless book and not the series as a whole, because I think Powerless starts off really strong. I liked all the vibes of it, but then as the story progresses, it just goes downhill for me. So if it was just the book on its own, it would probably be elite for me. And also, like McKaylee said, there's so many good memories tied to reading Powerless. And the second one, I've got to go back. And the novella Powerful, because on our way to meeting Lauren in Austin, I read Powerful, the novella, in the backseat of the car. Trying to read it before we got to her Q&A meet and greet. But there's just, good memories tied to it. So Powerless on its own is elite tier for me for that reason. But if it was the series as a whole, I'm in between solid and conditional.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm trying
just because.
See, the other thing is when I look back on it, trying to remember what all happens in Reckless, what all happens in Fearless. Okay, I can kind of remember Fearless just because that was sort of the newest one. The only thing I remember from Reckless is that she's running and Kai has to find her. And it's always this sort of back and forth, and they do the same thing. He catches her, this and that, this sort of cat and mouse game. But I just got so bored so quickly. I think this may be a conditional recommend for me. The series. I feel so bad because I'm looking back on it and the memories of Powerless and comparing it to everything else. I don't know. It's just not the same. It's conditional for me.
Wow. I'm going to put it at solid read.
Yeah.
Because I remember feeling like it was the writing style, it was too, not immature, but just...
I think because it's a young adult book and we read a lot
Yeah.
of more adult
Yeah,
genre,
maybe
it's
that's what
just
it was.
different.
And I remember
Yeah.
thinking that, like, this feels different, you know?
Yeah.
It just didn't feel like my normal reads. But I'm sure that's why, and that was probably my first, like, YA after reading
Yeah, same.
Throne of Glass, A Court of Thorns and Roses, you know? And immediately it's like, oh, okay, powerless. But
Yeah.
so that'll be a solid read for me. And then we have Haunting Adeline,
which I just said, cat and mouse game. I totally forgot that was on here.
Wow.
I hated this.
You did.
Hated this. And Overhyped.
Wow.
Don't like it at all.
Overhyped.
I won't tell anyone to read this book ever. No.
Did you DNF it? I remember.
I've read it all the way through, and when I got to the very end, spoilers ahead for Haunting Adeline, if you ever want to read this, after me saying don't love it. But when she gets taken, I was like, yep, I don't care. You know, hopefully it works out in the next book, but I'm not going to find out. I don't care. I was only interested in, there was like a ghost or like some sort of something happening at her little house, and she was trying to find the killer of her aunt or whoever owned the house before, I can't remember. That was the only storyline I was interested in. That's it.
Wow.
I didn't care for the romance, the cutting hands, the creeping into her house. No.
Oh,
no, thank you. Why do people...
That's crazy.
I'm not gonna like
someone's yum.
I was just about to say, I couldn't remember what it's called. I'm not gonna yuck anybody's yums, because going back to Carly eats up these types of books. I can't. I'm too scared. I don't want a man to freak me out like that. No, thank you.
Oh my god. Well, for me, I would give it, what was it? A conditional
Really?
recommend.
What?
Yes. So I read Hunting Adeline, and Where's Molly? I think there's still one more.
I forgot you read The Devil's something.
Satan's Affair. That one.
That's right.
I didn't read that one. I didn't buy it, but recently I just know I'm so tired of dark romance. I wanted to be on the dark romance train. I wanted to like be crazy about it and love it like everyone else on the internet. But after reading The Ritual,
I remember you talking about that.
It just ruined it for me. I've never in my life experienced brain rot the way I did when reading Ritual. Like, love it for everyone else, but after that, I just don't think I can do dark romance anymore.
Yeah.
I was like just getting so sick of like, okay, move on. Like, get to the next part of the story. Like, come on, like, let's go. I'm ready to move on to the next book. Like, I want to read this book next, but I have to finish this one first. And it just took forever because it was just sex scene after sex scene, and the plot wasn't moving. And I think that ruined it for me. But Haunting Adeline, this was my first dark romance ever. And I remember being like, oh, that's crazy. People think these things? That's insane. But for that reason, it will definitely be a conditional recommend because only specific people too will like this book.
So our next one, we have The Cruel Prince. Now, I have not read these books in probably 3 or 4 years, but I can vaguely remember what happens in each one. And whenever I read it for the first time, I ate them up. It's this young adult fantasy, like in the Fae world, and I really enjoyed them. I think, oh my gosh, looking back on it now, it's like, would I reread this now after I've read so many different things? I think it's a solid series. It's a solid read for me. I would recommend it to the right person.
Okay. See, I've only read the first book still. I haven't finished that series. But, like, I remember wanting more romance, and that definitely, I feel, doesn't happen in the first book.
Just wait till the next book.
Yes. So, for me, for that reason, it was a solid read. They were very heavy on the politics there.
Yeah.
So, that's my little find reading. And then next we have Lightlark by Alex Astor. And this was my first book I read by her, which at the time, this was like her only series. Now she has multiple books out. But I read it, and I still don't entirely know all the details.
No.
I can tell you a very vague synopsis of what's going on. I've also watched the Kelly Clarkson show, and I've heard Alex Astor recite the summary of the book 20
I
million
was just
times.
about to say, because she's so relevant on social media, I can recite word for word how she describes her series.
Yes. So, for this one...
I was going to say, this is like the first real book talk book that I read personally, was Lightlark.
Same. Like, Media Crescent, who's an author. Like, that's amazing that she did that. I'm glad she did that. Good for her. But I'm going to give this one a conditional recommend.
Yeah. I would probably do...
Overhyped.
I'm probably going to do Overhyped.
Yeah.
Me
books
neither,
in the series.
and I don't plan to.
Fine, it's doing that to me. The algorithm is doing that to me. It's giving me the character art, everything. And I'm like, what does this mean? It's like, you need to read the books to find out.
Yeah.
Those 6 books. One day.
Well, if you reread and you're like, Haley, I think you would actually like this, let me know.
Okay.
But we'll see. Our very last one, McKaylee's fave, is Quicksilver, Callie Hart. We have totally different views. I've said this over and over. McKaylee loves me. It's okay.
I absolutely loved Quicksilver, okay? So, easy I was going to say godsend. Yes, he sure is a godsend. So, this is a god tier book for me. Specifically, Quicksilver alone. I'm forgetting Brimstone happened until I have a chance to reread, reanalyze, whatever. So, until my opinion changes, Quicksilver is a standalone book in my little delusional world, and Kingfisher is my book husband. Like, that's it. Like, I don't need Rhysand. I don't need anyone else. I don't need Hunt or anyone. It's just Kingfisher. And that's my man, okay? I love him. And who cares about the plot at that point? The vision of this man, feral in chains in this throne room, is like what I think of when I think of Kingfisher. I'm like, my girl pheromones, whatever it is, I'm just like, they're flaring. I'm like, oh, it's him, it's Kingfisher.
You're so funny.
That's the fangirl coming out.
Well, for a totally opposite view, I did not like Quicksilver on its own, no Brimstone at all. But Quicksilver on its own, I didn't love. It's okay. I think I would do conditional recommend. If you like certain tropes, you will really like Quicksilver. So if you like fated mates and zombies and vampires and everything else that's fantasy all combined into one book, this is the book for you. But I just didn't like it. I think there was too much happening.
Yeah. I think it was in Brimstone in the review. We read funny reviews once, and it was like, roll the dice, next you have zombies, throw a card down.
Dart. Yeah.
Yes. God, hilarious. Yay.
Okay, everyone, that is our official ranking of popular book talk books. A few favorites, a few disappointments, and a few don't come from us. Excuse me.
You're nervous.
No, I am. Guys, don't come for us in the comments.
Yeah, so listen, reading is very personal, taste is personal, and hype definitely has everyone differently. So take our tiers as fun, chaotic opinion and not law.
Yeah, guys, so we want to hear your rankings. Come share your picks with us on Instagram. It's at 2chicks&a-plot-twist. And my Instagram is at Haley's.books.
And I'm at McKaylee Daniels.
We'll be back Thursday with another episode.
See you next week.
Bye!